All right, my friends, if you are loving shimmers and glitters and glimmers and frosts and foils and everything that shines, well, keep on watching. And if you love everything drugstore, because this is all about some great drugstore beauties that I recently found at Walmart, well, keep on watching. I'll show you how I created these jazzy, sparkly eye looks and this lip look. Keep watching. Howdy kids, welcome back to my channel. You're at Powder and Paint by Kim. It's been a hot minute since I've done a long form video, but I found some terrific treasures at Walmart, mostly from our friends at Wet and Wild. I've got a few treasures from our friends at Maybelline and a few little tried and true items, but this look is all drugstore. And I'm telling you, drugstore has stepped up to the plate. It's astounding. It is astounding what you can create. They are giving high end a run for their money. You know, I don't know if I want to make this deal or not, but I may just try to do for 2026 just an all drugstore makeup year. I don't know that I can commit to that because I did see something from REM Beauty that I might like, but let me see. I'll see what I can do, but I believe, just as I did last year, most of my makeup purchases were drugstore. I think that's going to be the same for this year because they're knocking it out of the park. I want you guys to keep watching. I will show you all the different products that I used, some items that have not been around too long, some items that are new, or some items that have been around for a while, and some items that are new. So let's get this show on the road and let me show you what I did to create this makeup look. Alrighty, my friends, let's get started with this full face of drugstore makeup. Few oldie, well, a couple of oldies but goodies, and not that old, and a lot of new stuff. So we're gonna start first with my lovely Covergirl True Blend Skin Enhancer, and this is in Jelly Opal Glow, which I absolutely love, and I have used this before on several videos, but you guys know I love it. I love the consistency of this. It's very lightweight, it's cooling, it gives just the prettiest little glow. It just feels good. Very gel-like, as it says. That feels good. All right. CoverGirl, love it. And we will start next with, I do things a little more differently than others, but we are going to start with the new kid on the block. I'm going to do my concealer first. A lot of times people will do their foundation. I like concealer because I feel like I get a better blend with my concealer and foundation. So do this first. I was a little worried this was going to be too light, but it is absolutely fine. And I've used this several times and I am in love. I've used the Maybelline Age Rewind eraser. You know, that's been a tried and true for me, as well as this NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I love both of these because they're both very lightweight. So I had heard this has got, the new Maybelline Lifter Concealer has got a lot of skin enhancing ingredients to it, and that it was great for more mature eyes, more mature skin. And when I first tested it, I was like, ooh, this is a little thicker than I thought it would be, but I am in love. The coverage this gets or gives, and no creasing, it's amazing. It's got this little fun little applicator. A little bit goes a long way. I always like to go in the corner of the eye, and that should be plenty. And I dab it in here and I blend it out with a brush and my fingers. Because of the consistency, you all know I love my brushes. I typically don't use my fingers, but with this consistency, I like using my fingers. And I will put the shade that I got up here. The shades were a little hard, but they do have a lot of different shades. I can't remember what it was, but I'm going to put it up here. Anywho, Let's see. Let's blend this out. Again, very impressed with its consistency, its coverage, and it stays put. I don't have to worry about anything else. Let me get this wound I have here. Good Lord. I think we're good with the concealer. I love it. I really do love it. Now, for my foundation, I have been in love with this, somewhat new, not terribly new, but the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum Foundation. I love the fact that it's a serum. I realized that as I have gotten older, that I like a more serum-like foundation, and I just kind of slap it on like this and then blend it out. Y'all know I love my e.l.f. Satin Foundation. That's been one of my favorites for the longest, for a good year plus, but I had rediscovered a foundation I had sitting around, and it was a Rare Beauty foundation. And it was serum-like. I thought, you know, I really like this. It's too, the shade was too dark. So I didn't wear it very much, but I love the fact that it was a serum. So when I went out hunting, I thought, well, let me see if I could find a drugstore edition. The Rare Beauty, I got like at half off at a Sephora that was in JCPenney. And so it was on mega sale. And that was the darker shade was the closest one I could get. But look how easily and effortlessly that blends out. And it gives a pretty luminous sheen. And I just think for me, it's the perfect coverage. It's not too heavy. It doesn't settle. I have a bit of melasma. All right, I'm going to have to go back and attack this wound I have here. Boop, boop. Let me get my concealer. This is probably going to be too light, but okay. I'll cheat this way. Okay. Now I am going to do a little bit of powdering, not too much. Hold on. And this is my powder. And this is Morphe's Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil Powder in the color Sunrise. And I really have enjoyed this. I've been using this for a while. You've seen me feature it several times. So I just kind of wipe it in here with a puff. Pat it here so I don't do too much. But this just helps set everything, and it helps dilute, if you will, or camouflage those pores a little bit more and texture. Go over my eyes. But look, guys, well, you might see a little bit of creasing there, but I'm telling you, once it's set, that concealer, this Lifter Concealer, it does not crease at all. Yay! Okay, now we're gonna do the eyebrows. But you know what, I use my NYX. You guys know how much I love this. The Louder Powder Wow Wow Brow Pencil in soft brown. So, I'm not gonna bore you with these details, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Now we are gonna talk about some new stuff from our friends at Wet and Wild. Look how cute this is. And this is a total sort of cheat copy dupe of the Fui packaging. Do I have my little Fui in here? Yes. Here's the little foy. Here's the Wet and Wild. They've got blushes and bronzers. And as you guys know, I've got a boatload of blushes. So I wanted to try out this little bronzer. And this is then the color Toasty Maple. And it's their little, I think it's like a cloud light. I'll put the name up here. I took the packaging out. And I have been using this quite a bit in the last few days and love it. So I'm using an angled brush. And again, it's got that soft, little pillowy, spongy texture. But, whoo, I might have gotten carried away, kids. Let's go back to this side. But look how easily that blends. For Wet and Wild, I think it was like $5 something. I bought all my stuff at Walmart. I had a great time at Walmart. And I haven't seen these products anywhere else. Not that I've really done any digging, but pretty much everybody's got a Walmart. And it dries down beautifully. But I am in love. Look how pretty that is. And I still love using a bronzer. I just think it gives structure and definition to your face, and especially for us more mature folks, things start to sag, so this sort of helps lift and give us some vitality. Look at that. Blended so easily. I've been in love with this. I've used it the last several days, as I said, as well as the concealer. But there it is. And again, this is in Toasty Maple. How stinking cute is that packaging? But just love it. Absolutely love it. Isn't that pretty? Dries down. Yay! Now we are going to go to blush. And you know I've featured these blushes quite a bit. The new Covergirl Skin Enhancer blushes. And they are a baked luminous blush. Let me not blind you guys. And this is in Strawberry Drizzle. Again, I love a red blush. Look how pretty that is. And these are gorgeous. They're just, they go on beautifully. The luminosity is absolutely lovely. Blend beautifully. And I tell you kids, this drugstore, I don't know that we're going to have to go to high-end stuff anymore. It's really astounding. All right, I'm getting carried away. You might be able to hear some kids. I'm here in North Carolina, and we are getting our first really good snow. It's very light, but the kids are out playing. They're having a good time. Isn't that pretty? But love a red strawberry blush. My hair's getting everywhere in the winter. Okie dokie. There is that. Now on to the eyes. And that's where I've got, well, eyes and lips is where we're going to feature some stuff. Now, again, this is by Wet and Wild. I'm trying to think. Nope, actually, I'm going to go with Maybelline first. And this is their new Drip Shadow. And I have the color Amethyst. I think that's its name. And I think they've got about 6 different colors. But here's that. And it is a liquid shadow. At Walmart, it was $6.97. I have seen these as well as the concealer at Ulta. I did see that there yesterday. So here is it. It's got a little doe foot applicator. But this is very buildable, very sparkly, soft. I'm going to put this on one eye. You're going to see I'm going to be all glitter-fied. Well, no. Yeah, I'm going to put it on one eye. I have used this several times. Oh, you know what? I've got to back up. Hold on. Let me take this off. I'm back. I forgot what I wanted to do is use this cute little bronzer as a little crease, because the eye stuff that I'm doing today is just one and done. And I think I'm going to spread this out because I dipped in a bit much. But that's just the perfect little crease color. And I got a little carried away, but you know what? Look how easily this blend, look how easy that blends. And voila, look how nice. So, bronzer and a little shadow. Can't go wrong with that. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Back to our Maybelline, I can never remember the names of everything, Drip Shadow. And this is in the color Amethyst. And again, there's its little swatchy. And you can layer this and build it up. I will say, look how pretty that is. When I layered it, it got a little cakey. But it didn't flake, it didn't budge. This stuff stays put. Wow. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So there we have. I'm not going to do, because I got a lot of eye stuff, kids, so I'm not going to do too much. But here is the Maybelline Shadow Drip Eye Tint. And again, this is an Amethyst, but there is that. I may do a short where I just feature this and you can see a whole full eye look. But there's that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Now, trying to think how I want to present everything. Let me go with this next. This is Wet and Wild. They've got this new Chameleon Chrome line that you know me, if it's got sparkle, glitter, shimmer, multichrome, I'm all on board. And let's see, this is their Chameleon Chrome. Now, what color was this one? This is too Sirius. Oh, these were so pretty. This is a highlighter, but I recommend it. There it is. And let me swatch it. Look at that. Let me put it off. It's rather glittery. They're very finely milled glitter particles, but it is very glittery. I'll put a little bit here. You can see the sparkle, little glitter sparkle. Again, not chunky, but look at that. So not so much my favorite for a highlighter as far as the formula or the consistency. See if you could see that. But what I do like it for is for eyes. So I'm going to go on top of this one because it's still a little wet. It hasn't dried down completely. And we'll just put some really zazz this up. Oh, look how that, I don't know. Yeah, you can see how that color changed. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's got green in there. Oh. See, I could play with this stuff all day. Oh my gosh. Boy, is that pretty. Now that's pretty. I like that a lot. Wow. Yes. That's nice. So yes, here is Wet n Wild's Chameleon Chrome Highlighter. There's one other shade, but I wanted, this one's got like a little orange and green. I hope you can see that. You can really see the green shifting on my eye. But fell in love, and the prices are, I'll put the price up here, kids. It was not much. Again, found this at Walmart. Now, I'm going to do the other eye look over here because once again, our friends at Wet and Wild have come out with their Chameleon Chrome. I hope you can see this. And this is in Starlight Fever. Look at that. It had my name all over it. Sparkle, shimmer, multichrome. Oh, Lord, children. Oh, look at that. And it glides on it. It has a slightly wet quality to it. Look at that. I gotta move it around. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, we are gonna put this on my other eye. I'm gonna be beaming. Now, I'm not using a glitter glue or anything like that because it doesn't, I didn't have any issues with it sparkling down or flaking or getting anywhere. The same is quite true with the Maybelline Drip Gloss. It stays put. It doesn't move. You know, sometimes it'll get up and that kind of makes me nuts. On the brow bone area, this did not. This one will a little bit, which is true for a lot of sparkles and shimmers. I don't care if it's Natasha or Pat McGrath or Anastasia, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's just my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. And I think these were $6 or $7. You just look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. That's the Maybelline Drip Shadow. This is the Wet and Wild eyeshadow. That's the Wet and Wild highlighter. I really like that highlighter on my eyes. But look at that. Alrighty. That's what I'm talking about right there. All right, let me go off. I'm going to put a little bit of liner. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, just to finish my look, I'll do that off camera. I'm going to put this under my lower lash line, just so I have a little color there. And I am going to put a little eyeliner. I'll use just whatever powder I have and do a powder liner on here. And I think what I will do, I'll do it on camera. I'm going to put, just so I'm a little bit matchy, I'm going to put the highlighter over the shadow. And again, the shadow is Starlight Fever. And I think they had 6 colors in this, but this was the one that I liked the most. All right, hold on. All right, kids, I put the bronzer underneath the lower lash line. I did go in with the Maybelline shadow, and I put that in the inner corner of both eyes. And then I just added a powder. I just took whatever shadow was nearby. But look, and I made the eyeliner, but look how the Wet and Wild Chameleon Chrome shadow transformed. It's the same color. I did a brown-black combination, and this just transformed it, almost transformed it into like a deep purple. I like it. Now, to try to even things out, not that I'm going anywhere, it's snowing, and here when you see one flake, everything shuts down here in North Carolina. So let's go in. I'm going to put this, look at that though, isn't that great? Definitely, I've noticed that this highlighter's just migrated. It's all over the place, but I don't care. I love sparkle. Let's see what happens when we put this on top of its sister shadow. Ooh. God. Ooh, yes. If it gets real blizzard-like, you'll be able to find me because I'll be all glittery and glimmery and shimmery. I like it like that. Okay. There we are with our colorful eyes. Now we are going to try a new mascara, and y'all know I'm picky with my mascara. This is the new Maybelline. So Maybelline's been putting out some stuff with their new lipsticks, which I've got a video on that. I'll put that up here so you can look at that, which I won't be using because we've got some shimmery glosses here. Anywho, here we have Maybelline's Body Mascara. Now this says that it is going to, good gravy, I have contacts in. Full body volume and all day lifted curve. Here she is. I have yet to use this. So on this eye, you know, I typically go in with a lash primer, and Morphe is my favorite lash primer, but I'm going to go in without a primer on this eye just to see how it does. And for those of you who don't use primers and want to see how it performs, we will be able to check it out. So it's got this little spiky wand, and it's, the picture made it look more like it was kind of an hourglass, but it isn't, or ever so slightly. Anywho, let's give her a go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's one coat. I'm not so sure about the volume, but I'm going to let that dry. So now I'm going to go over this eye. I'm going to put my primer on. And see if the primer makes any difference. All right, here's coat number 2. It's getting there. God, I am loving this. The shadow. Oh. It's okay. Doesn't give quite the volume that I like, but I will say this, and I don't know if just that these lashes are better. This eye is smaller than this one, so maybe it's, I think, a perception thing that these lashes look bigger and better. I don't know. But it is okay. It separates nicely. I will say that it did remind me very much of the L'Oreal Big Deal mascara because the wands are very similar. So there's Maybelline's new bold wand, and then here is, this one is L'Oreal's, but you can see they're spiky, they're very similar, and I think they perform quite equally. So, okay, it's all right. I will let you know how it performs. Like I said, this is the first time that I have tried this mascara. And I'll let you know if it flakes, if it schmears, or if it doesn't cooperate the way we like it to. All right, so there are the eyes. Once again, I am loving this look I've got on that. Well, I'm loving both of them, actually. Oh my gosh. I love sparkle. I love glitter and shimmer and foils and multi-chromes. So now we're going to go on to lips. So Coloricon series with the horoscope. So I had to get Virgo because I am a Virgo, and that is this one. So it's kind of a multi-chrome. It's got shimmer. All right, so Coloricon series from Wet and Wild in their in their horoscope collection. And this is Virgo. And it's sort of plummy, but look at that. Slightly, I want to say this is a duochrome, but very lovely, very comfortable. But it's plummy, but it's got this little purpley kind of almost taupe sort of. But boy, look at that. Very comfortable. But that's in Virgo. Isn't that pretty? All right, now I got another one in the horoscope series, and this is Capricorn. That's Brian's sign. So let me try that one. And I, of course, loved this color palette too, or this color story. So let me take this off and we will try Capricorn. Okay. Our horoscope series, the Coloricon. Here is Capricorn. Look at that. Oh, more of a bronzy, got a deeper pink. Look at the shift on both of those. Oh my God. And the glitter's got like a little bit of green, sort of holographic wonderment. Ah. So there is Capricorn. So that's Capricorn and Virgo. There they are, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm in love. It's so affordable. So affordable. All right, kids, I have one last thing, and she is the star of the show. Wait till you see this magnificent lip gloss. I'm going to take this one off, and I'll show you this little beauty. All right, here we are back with, of course, Wet and Wild, and this is their Chameleon series. This is a lip foil, and this is in the color Halo's Way. They had one other color in this Chameleon series. I am digging this Chameleon series. Oh my God. But wait. Look at that. Oh my Lord. Oh, I love her so. Halo's Way. Is that not magnificent? Oh, and somebody with darker complexion, this will just freaking pop. Oh. Look at that. Oh, I didn't swatch her. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's like gold. It shifts gold to orange and pink and everything magnificent. Oh my God. Look at that. You see green too. Look at that. I'm in love and I don't care who knows about it. Oh my gosh. All right. I've applied everything. Our new concealer, our new mascara from Maybelline, and our new color drip, shadow drip from our friends from Maybelline. And then, of course, not so new is our Covergirl Skin Enhancer Blush. But the true stars of this show are these products from Wet and Wild, the shadow plus the highlighter, which I used as a, I think it's prettier as a eyeshadow, and our fabulous glosses. So I'll be right back with my final thoughts, but I think you already know what they are. Alrighty, my friends, we are at the end of this fabulous video. Well, I hope it's fabulous. I hope you think it's fabulous. I do want to say I changed my lip look a little bit. I wanted to see what this Chameleon Chrome lip foil look like over a lip liner. And I used this old Morphe, sort of a hot pink lip liner. I just wanted to give my face a little bit more brightness and color, but that's what it looks like over a lip liner. Still pretty fabulous. Let me add a little bit more because I can. Is that not astounding? Anyways, thank you guys for joining me for another video. I hope that you will like and subscribe. And as always, go on out there and act like you're somebody, because you are. You're somebody special. If you are in the Southeast, enjoy this snowy weather that we are having, and be safe and be warm. Thanks again.